From a distance, it looks like a battleship standing in the sea, but in reality, it's a small city that is now completely in ruins. At one time, more than 5,000 people lived on this small island, and it was known as not just Japan's but the world's most densely populated city. There were apartments whose concrete has now completely decayed. Belongings of people are still present here. It seems as if the residents left everything behind and fled. There were schools where children's voices once echoed, hospitals, a town hall, swimming pools, shops, and a cinema, every facility one would expect in a city. But today, the entire island looks like a desolate ghost town. But why? Why does not a single one of the thousands who once lived here remain? What happened here that Japan stopped tourists from visiting this island for 35 years? Welcome once again, viewers, to Discover TV. This island is called Hashimabad and is located in the South China Sea. Because the island resembles a battleship, it is also called Battleship Island. There are about 500 islands in this part of the sea, none of which are inhabited. But Hashimabad played a significant role in boosting Japan's economy, mainly due to coal mining. In the past 150 years, about 16.5 million tons of coal have been extracted from the seabed around this island, enough coal to provide electricity to all of India for a month and Pakistan for 10 months. In the 1800s, the residents of Hashimabad found coal scattered on the ground. At first, they didn't realize its significance, but then a man named Gehi accidentally discovered its heating property. After that day, the people of Hashima Island began collecting the scattered coal to heat their homes. By 1850, Nagasaki had become an international shipping port, a stopover port between America and China for international cargo sailing ships. Western countries like Great Britain and the USA were replacing sailing ships with steam engines, which required coal. When those ships stopped at Nagasaki port, they needed coal for refueling, and the closest coal source was on Takashima Island. As coal demand increased, the islanders began extracting coal from the ground to sell. Eventually, coal on the surface ran out, and they turned to surrounding islands, including Hashimabad. Hand tools were no longer enough to meet the coal demands, so in the 19th century, Mitsubishi decided to start proper coal mining on Hashimabad. They built homes for workers and constructed a seawall to protect the island from ocean waves. That's why the island today resembles a ship. By 1916, about 3,000 workers lived there, extracting 150 tons of coal annually. Due to the island's small size, living space was very limited. Mitsubishi built concrete residential buildings, but even these were quite small for workers. Later, coal production on Hashimabad reached 410,000 tons annually and kept increasing. By 1959, the island's total population was 5,200.
Now, if we look at the island's total area, it's only 11 acres. Simple math shows that 335 people live per acre. No country in the world has ever seen such population density. For perspective, China, with a population density of 84 people per acre today, is far behind. The mine conditions were harsh, 5 Celsius temperature and 95% humidity. Working in such conditions was extremely dangerous, and many workers lost their lives. During and before World War II, Chinese and Korean prisoners were forced to work in the mine, something Japan is still criticized for today. Fresh drinking water was initially brought from mainland Japan, but later underwater pipelines were installed. By 1960, Hashimabad was officially declared a mining town, but then oil began to replace coal, leading to decreased global coal demand, and the mines started shutting down. Hashimabad was isolated, and tsunamis and ocean storms were frequent in the South China Sea. Although Mitsubishi had built protective walls around the island, storms would often break them, increasing repair costs. Due to these difficulties, Hashimabad was no longer profitable. In 1970, Mitsubishi laid off 2,000 workers or relocated them to other facilities. Finally, on January 15, 1974, the company officially shut down Hashimabad. Jobless and without income, thousands of workers left the island overnight. A whole generation of people had grown up on Hashimabad, but they had to leave all their memories behind. Severe punishments were given for disobedience. Many believe Japan wanted to hide the truth about forced labor camps here from the world. However, Japan claimed the rules were to prevent theft on the island. Hashimabad was declared a ghost town and became famous especially among those who are fascinated by ghost towns or abandoned islands. The island was eventually opened to tourists. Officials tried to repair some of the buildings, but due to the decayed reinforced concrete and harsh weather, restoration was almost impossible. Several buildings have collapsed due to typhoons, and others are close to falling. Only a small part of the island has been repaired, and tourists are allowed access only to that area. The ghost town's unique location also attracts filmmakers. The 2009 series Life After People was shot here, and thrilling scenes from the 2011 James Bond movie Skyfall were filmed here as well. Japan submitted a request to have Hashimabad included in the UNESCO World Heritage list. However, South Korea, North Korea, and China strongly opposed this, stating it would hurt the feelings of survivors who were forced to work in the mines. Eventually, a compromise was reached. Japan would acknowledge the use of forced labor on the island during the 1940s, and it would be mentioned in the heritage site's history. We hope you like and share this Discover TV video wholeheartedly. Thank you so much for your loving comments. See you in the next amazing video.